Hello and welcome. This is Gist Nigeria. Coming up, ahead 2023 elections, we take a deep dive into massive campaigns to get more Nigerians registered to vote. Also, governance and politics, the role of market women in political campaigns. Child abuse, investigation exposes Chinese syndicate exploiting children in Africa to produce racist videos. Plus,
my name is Dr. Wisdom Enang. Check me out.
The engineer supporting young entrepreneurs through capital financing in Nigeria. It's good to have you join us on Gist Nigeria, brought to you by the BBC and Channels Television. Here, we provide fresh perspectives to stories making the rounds on social media. I am Wali Fakile. Let's start with our top story. Today, getting the permanent voters card ahead of Nigeria's 2023 elections is perhaps the loudest campaign on social media. Concerts have been held and several videos have surfaced online about using the PVC to settle medical bills and to gain access to certain places. But beyond these efforts, will this PVC translate to actual votes? Gist Nigeria's Aneta Felix has been finding out.
$10.2 million Nigerians entered INEC's voter registration database for the first time in June 2022. Thousands more continue to register. Here's how electoral stakeholders are describing it.
I see it personally as an awakening, where people are now saying that, look, you have to be part and parcel of the process because this suffering is too much.
The level of mobilization we have seen from different quarters on social media everywhere, I think is unprecedented.
This is an opportunity for legitimately changing bad leaders and rewarding good ones.
There are some who are thronging to the registration centers to register because they believe that they have seen an image of the direction they want to go. This upsurge is also related to the 11th hour syndrome in Nigeria. The voters registration process started on the 28th day of June 2021. That was when we rolled out the online platform. And then in July of the same year, we rolled out the physical registration in our state and local government offices before we devolved to the level of the registration areas on a rotational basis.
The people also shared their thoughts on the massive registration drive.
I feel we need another government. I feel we need a different change.
A lot of people are coming out to vote because they want a better Nigeria, they want a better leader.
It's not in doubt that the emergence of certain candidates may have also influenced this new wave of youth political participation.
I'm definitely going to vote for the right candidates.
We just want the right person to enter there.
I want a leader that will change this Nigeria into a better place and that will benefit all Nigerians.
A lot of young Nigerians, they are dissatisfied with the state of the nation, so they want a change of leadership. And there are 11,082 political positions, so this 2023 election, they want to make a statement.
The campaign goes on, with social media influencers like Debo Adidayo at the forefront.
They are embarrassed at the failure of government, and they have decided that, look, instead of just talking, let us also get involved.
Meanwhile, the buzz is going beyond social media memes, tweets, and get your PVC hashtags. Government and NGOs are incentivizing PVC registration with free music concerts.
The idea is simple. It's prime entertainment and civic responsibility, bringing together the best of Nigerian musicians, influencers, comedians, and in such a way that young people are incentivized to collect your permanent voters cards.
Out of over 68 million registered voters, over 40 million of them failed to vote in the 2015 elections. And in 2019, out of over 84 million registered voters, over 56 million did not vote on election day. So why did most of the electorates, fail to show up to vote?
Sometimes people believe that when they go out to go and vote, that their votes will not count. So they simply stay away. Some people also believe that government has not worked for them. And when government has not worked for them, they simply stay away from voting.
So what other factors have hampered Nigeria's electoral process?
When you have elections characterized by violence, there's every likelihood that people will be scared and they may not want to turn out to vote to participate in such elections. When people think that year in, year out, in every electoral cycle they go out to vote, but they get very little in return, it's likely going to be difficult to mobilize such people to participate in government.
People have that in their mind that, look, vote will not count. So if vote will not count, why should I vote? Thirdly is also the fear of violence. In the lead up to elections, you find that a lot of violence often occur, and everybody is actually afraid for their life. So this makes people not to turn out during voting, on the election day.
This history of voter apathy, despite huge registration figures, seemed to cast doubt over the 2023 election turnouts. So what is INEC doing differently to ensure people don't just register, but also cast a ballot on election day?
We are making demands on all the security agencies to assure and reassure the people that on election day, they can go out to go and vote without anything untoward happening to them.
In preparation for 2023 general elections, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Akali Baba, has made frantic efforts in acquiring equipment for proper security.
GIST Nigeria visited some voter registration centers to monitor the registration exercise. It's a chorus of angry voices here at one of the voter registration centers in Lagos Island. Despite pre-registering and scheduling appointments online, many say they're required to pen their names on a paper list and stand for hours.
It's more than 4 hours that I've been here at 80 years of age.
The electoral officer here tells me that there are 2 INEC voter enrollment devices, IVED, that's able to register 150 persons. But some say even that process is frustrated by poor internet connection.
Is it that the system is not good or the network is really bad? It's very painful.
Nigerians still ask, why do they need to be present physically to capture their biometric data when this is already available with the National Identity Management Commission? Why can't INEC collaborate with those agencies to get that data?
We do not want a collaboration that will compromise the data of individuals, the data of Nigerians that are resident with us, because these are sensitive national documents and sensitive national information that we cannot compromise.
Jide Ojo chips in some solutions.
In Egypt, we have also been privileged to observe elections. It's 12 hours, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. In US, it's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. In Nigeria, it's 6 hours. In Nigeria, we do not have provision for early voting like the Ghanaians do. Do we need to continue to shut down the system because of election, locking down everybody because we want to conduct an election on Saturday? There's a huge economic loss in billions of naira when you shut down the economy. There's also the out-of-country voting, or voting by diaspora voting. People who are going to be on election duty, let them have opportunity to vote ahead of the day of the general elections.
In the meantime, stakeholders want Nigerians to sustain this current tempo of voter registration.
It is not enough for them to just get the PVC, but they need to take it a step further by making sure they vote on the day of election.
Showing up means registering to vote and also going to the polling unit on election day, being patient, being resilient, and being courageous in the decisions they make for the people of this country.
Young people will have to get involved, noting that the quality of citizenship will determine the quality of democracy.
I think it's more democratic, for instance, if we could get 60% of us or 70% of us turning out to vote on election day. And that's our message from now till February and March 2023.
Consider the level that the nation is in right now. It's a critical stage. Come out and exercise. It's your right Nobody should even be forcing you.
Seeking an extension of the voter registration deadline, advocacy group Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project SERAP led a lawsuit against INEC. Now, the courts have barred the commission from ending voter registration. INEC has now committed to complying with the court order, while stakeholders continue to petition Nigerians to not just register, but ultimately show up to cast a ballot on election day. Aneta, Felix, Gist, Nigeria.
Beyond getting your PVC, it's also important to come out and exercise your franchise come next year. Do join this conversation on our Twitter handle at Gist Nigeria TV. Let's know what you think about the massive drive to collect permanent voters card.